Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to the video here on the channel. My name is Emily. Today, we are here on the North London Lines and Goblin Lines route 2017-2018 by Danny from the workshop. This is an update to the original DTG Train Sim Classic Goblin Lines to include electrification. Let's jump in the cab, quickly get the train set up, and then we'll talk a bit more. This is, of course, the AP Enhanced Class 92. And we'll quickly wait for that to finish loading, and then we'll register the GSMR. So this is the new way of doing it in an AP product, which I'm not a massive fan of, but it's better than nothing. I also like the fact that this can be preset for you at the start of the scenarios. It probably should be in this, but shush. So I press Control G, and it starts the process of registering, and you can see the radio sort of types in the signal number. Now it's set to 000 because if you look at our starting signal there, it is signal number 0. Anyway, reverser goes forward. Train brake comes off. Now, whilst the train unloads, we'll do that. We'll put a bit of power in. We'll let the loco brake off, and the train moves away nice and smoothly. Last thing to do is we'll turn the instrument lights on. Actually, no, because I really don't like the way that looks during the day. We'll turn it on when we go through tunnels. So start speed is 15 miles per hour. You can see, I wasn't even in full pack. That's awkward. We're in fast forward, but that shouldn't affect the game too much. I'm going to put the power at half. Now we're at 15, so I can just go idle and coast for a little bit, or put the tiniest amount of power in. And it would help if I didn't have my headlights. My apologies for that. Now we are ready. So this, like I say, is the AP Enhanced Class 92. On the back, we've got the LADGs. These are, I don't actually know what their UK coding is, but they are European articulated wagons that basically get used for these forward flows. So you can see it's got basically a component A and a component B, and they carry cars. So I'm going to quickly get my EP on, EP manuals up, and then we can read through that as we drive. Hopefully you guys are having a rather fabulous day. I've just, well, not that long woken up, so yeah. This scenario also is 6 X-Ray 77, and it is the 1358 Dagenham dock reception sidings to Moss End Down Yard. So this is an actual sort of representation of what would run on this. Class 92s were used on it for a while. Electric haulage on everything except the sleeper is pretty much finished outside of HS1 for GB. And obviously their Class 73 stuff. It'll be interesting to see when the 99s come in, how that changes things for them. Yeah, aside from that, so we are, yeah. Yeah, so like I say, it's 2017, 2018, it's pre-pandemic. We've got iMechie 92032. It's pretty cool. One of the cool things you'll experience as we climb over the flyover at Barking is just how powerful this loco is. Now, just to keep us entertained as we sort of move along here, look at your fault screen, your cooling system. So at 30 degrees, we'll see how that changes as we drive along today. And our actual speed. You can see we're not actually putting any power in, but we're sitting at 15 miles an hour. We're not using very little newtonage of power. We've got the preceding shunt signal. So behind us there, that's Dagenham reception sidings, I believe. So basically to show you where we are in relation to the map. The current DTG version sort of flies over down here to go to Barking Riverside, whereas here you've got Barking Ford, you've got the aggregate siding, you've got HS1 disappearing off down there. You also got a 387 on a Fenchurch through to Gray's service. You do get quite a bit on here. Now, going through under that bridge, the line speed increases to 30, but of course we need to wait for the entire train to pass through the area. This is one of the weathered liveries, forgot to mention that. So, obviously we've got the lovely... So, supposedly these are 8K textures. I don't disagree, to be fair. I think it does actually make a noticeable difference. Like, the level of the way the dirt's done is really nice. Just based off... So, I've been going to Edinburgh with work quite a bit recently. I've seen a 92 in the... in the Klondike siding. And you get swishes on the roof from basically these. I presume it's just dirt coming off these swishing down. I'm not really 100%. I am hitting the DVD as soon as I see it, just so you don't get tripped out. But the DVD sounds like this. There's just one consistent tone. It's not like you would get on most trains. It's just a constant beep. So it's just something to be aware of. So we've cleared the bridge now, so go up to 30. Oh, apologies, it's not 30, it's 50 hours. Entirely mistaken. And we'll just full power it up. If it's any consolation, a path to follow a stopping service across the Goblin line. So it just means that we don't follow that as long and have to drive as slow. So speed comes up. There's a 387 that I've not seen before. We are hella light, I think. Is that the 9 head code? Oh, we're hella light. Cool. I'm going to absolutely flog this. So you normally cross that as you're in... Is it Wood Grange Park? No. Yes, possibly. Yeah, Wood Grange Park Station. Where you normally cross with him. Now, there's a 45 on the approach, so what we'll do is I'm just going to chop the power off. 45 in the bag. And the train starts rheostatically braking. Just means we're basically minimising the amount of wastage. Using a jab of air brake there towards the end. 45. Power. And we go cruising through Barking Station. That's the horn. I caught it with my finger there as we were manoeuvring. Now here's the great thing about this flyover we take, right? I'm in full power right now. That's not our flyover, that's the flyover for the tube. Now this is a 1 in 45 up gradient, and watch the speed tape for any hit we take as the entire train goes up at. The train just doesn't care. It's just absolutely storming over the top. that was an uncontrollable sneeze. Power comes off, and I put a Jabba brake on. As we come down the other side, brake back off. Now we are, yeah, we can actually go back and, oh, fat fingers today, guys, fat fingers. We can keep going at 45 over here. Leave the power in, eh? So yeah, we've got proceed aspects now. This is normally where you get checked down at first. I mean, we can definitely catch up. That stopping surface, because it stops like 6 or 7 times. We don't stop at all. And we follow it right the way to Gospel Oak. So we've got the 15 if you go right, but 30 for the straight ahead, which is us, because technically the line that I'm just going to put that in the box and put Java brake on. We'll take a half service braking. So the line that goes to straight ahead is actually technically the line diverging right. Go figure. And if we were to go straight ahead, or in theory diverge right, instead of continuing to the left, we would end up on the Great Eastern Main Line towards Stratford and all that kind of good stuff. I have done a scenario going down there before, I think, coming off this line. I'm not 100% sure though. There we go, we're at 30. And you can see what so the line basically goes off to the right. In your head it's a straight, in my head it's a straight line over there. Oh, and here comes one of our Aventras, wink wink, nod nod. This is definitely an Aventra, I don't know what you're talking about. Now the, obviously we don't have the Class 710s in Train Sim Classic at the time of recording. As such, I am using the Aventra livery 378s in place of them. Also, 378s ran along here in 4-car mode for a while when the line was first electrified. So there you go. Yeah. We are waiting, obviously, for the full train to enter the 45 section before we can accelerate again. The last signal was a green, which is really handy for us. You do get some quite long signal sections on here, so it means the train's got some decent spacing on us, basically. I say long, I mean comparatively long. Up to 45, up to 40, my apologies, we go. There we go. Forgot how long the train was. What can I say? That last signal was a green aspect, and that would have been Leytonstone High Road. Up to 45 we go now. You can see to the south, you can see the City of London. You can see our train is quite long, but we're arcing around the curve here. And like I say, we'll definitely make a time up because of the amount of time we lose following that train, the train ahead of us. 45 is in the box. And what I'll do is, once again, to comply with professional driving policy, I'll reduce the throttle to just the on position, let the speed drop off slightly, and then let it accelerate again. It's really interesting to have done my notes under different circumstances to what I'm driving it under, because I normally obviously only have access to the one scenario or the one stopping pattern, and therefore, you know, it's all effectively the same. But because I'm, you know, about 5 minutes late, maybe 6 minutes late, it adds up and it makes a difference, basically. Yeah, I did not clock that. There we go, after 40. Yeah, I missed those notes. That was my apologies. It was Wanstead Park was the last one. That's Eitonston High Road. That's frustrating. Double checking, didn't get a fault from that. No, good. Put a chunk of power on just to get us back up to 45. But again, we can go straight up to 45 now actually. But yeah, this train, this loco, sorry, is so powerful compared to, I'm used to running 66s, and 66s there's times you sit there with the throttle wide open, waiting for the train to pick up. Whereas in this, it's just you're there. it's if anything, it's overpowered compared to the. Yeah. We'll go throttle off since we're going downhill here. Hope you guys are having a rather fabulous Monday. It's Thursday for me, believe it or not. Go back on the power for a bit. I can stick it. Yeah. I am out of broad paranoia here, just going to do that. So just reduce the throttle off. So if you have the power in and the speed increases your speed set, you get that beep 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 beep, beep going off. So you need to basically manually reduce your power at that point because the train's saying, I don't understand what's happening, I can't control the speed. Yeah. Whereas if I was going for a big incline and I had the throttle set at 10% and had the speed set at 80, which is the top, 87 is the maximum speed for these locos. Yes, set at 87. The train is never going to get to 87. But because I've set the speed set to that, the train will just try and aim for that all day with its 10% power. And it'll never happen. But you'll not get a fault alarm because the train's... That's, I guess, expected behaviour from the train. I'm going to just keep 14 at the moment, just out of a dose of paranoia, because as well, we know there's not a train catching us up. So if I keep it in at 40, we should basically give us some spacing to get across North London. It's like the train ahead of us, 2 Juliet 70, it's just departing South Tottenham, which is, a few signal blocks away from us. And yeah, hopefully we don't catch it before he gets to Gospel Oak, basically. We just catch up as he gets to Gospel Oak, so he gets put out the way and we get put straight past him. And this is just an easier way for us to drive and an easier way for us to convince the train to drive as well. 20 warning, now that we're half a mile away from the 20, so I'm going to give it a few beats before I stick the brake in. But I will just set the throttle out, and that way we're not powering it towards our deceleration point, because again, that's just a waste of power. Quick capture, I guess, of the Class 92. You've got your sort of TMS equivalent screen. I'm not sure the technical term for it would be. Brake pipe indicator, speed set, speedometer. I keep the speedometer up on here just because I prefer the way it's visualised. Slowing down to 20 now. Obviously your mileage may and will vary, and that's fine. Over on the left, this is your sort of traction effort indicator. So you can see we're applying about sort of 50 kilonewtons of 40 kilonewtons of brake force to bring the train to slow down. So that 20 kilonewtons of brake force, as well as is basically on top of the air brake, and that is the loco powering. Or basically to bring its engine in reverse to slow it down, slow itself down. Quick little tour as well. One of the features of the AP pack is the horn factors. So and the one I personally prefer is this one. There we go. 45, but we're going to wait for the full train pass. We don't have a train length button on this train. That would be like my one requested feature. Quickly continuing the tour, so you've got your emergency brake plunger, brake overcharge, direct brake, which is your loco brake, PBL, which is your train brake. This is the cool feature of the 92, which I'm sure you're aware of, but hey. BRAC, so we're currently selected to run on 25 kV of AC overhead electrification. You've got BRCTRO, which is Channel Rail Link, which basically changes us to still continue to run on AC power, but instead of showing the speed in miles an hour, it shows it in kilometers an hour, and it boots the TVM 430 up. EUAC is European electrification, and BRDC is 750 volt DC. So this loco, when you go down the West London line, same as the 378, you push a button, or you change the switch and push a button, pan drops and the shoes will drop, which will basically then mean that the loco can power off 750 volts of DC current, which is pretty slick. This is your sort of, I don't even know what this is. This looks like a cab to cab, so like for and like for passenger operations basically. Yeah, so you've got fault lights. So that's the fault light illuminates. You get the little reds next to it. So that was just me isolating and de-isolating the DVD, the driver's vigilance device. That is. After we skip over the points here, I'll put us back up to 40. Yeah, I mean, according to that, we're up to 30, sorry. In fact, you know what? Let's do it now, eh? There we go, there's 30 in the box. I'll put about half power on. Nice genteel manoeuvre over it. As we pass South Tottenham. Insert vague joke about the football club here. It's Tottenham. It's typical sort of North Londonish, North London adjacency. And I believe this is the West Anglia main line that's going over our heads. So that way's Liverpool Street. That way's like Stansted Airport and stuff. Got another 378 coming the other way. We are on green, so I think we might not actually end up catching this train up today, which will be fun. But so yeah, the dynamic brake. So as mentioned above, this locomotive has dynamic brake, which effectively turns the traction motor generators to provide brake force. Excess energy from this is fed into the banks of resistors, which dissipate it in the form of heat. The heat is then vented by a dedicated cooler group, which revs up when the dynamic brake is in use. The sound of which led the locomotive to be nicknamed Dysons. This cooler group continues to operate for 40 seconds after the dynamic brake was last active. This brake saves brake wear and is faster acting than air brakes. The brake has no individual for its operation, it's simply automatically applied when using PBL or speed set. When using the capacitor's dynamic braking continues to operate throughout neutral sections. Dynamic braking can be observed as red LEDs on the TEBE meter to the right side of the speed selector switch. Tread brakes. Actually, I think these wagons will have. So yeah, we were on tread brake physics originally. Good. Any driver will tell you that braking performance can vary noticeably from train to train. So they've got brake factors a thing. Speed set, we've talked about that. No, bug that I've noted, and I will have reported to AP by the time you see this. If I set it to 45, it'll go back to 30 when I come back in the cab. Don't know why that happens, but it's basically, it's just worth being aware of, so you do have to use the key commands to set it if you want it to stick. The gradient simulation that first came with the APHST has been applied. Adhesion, wheel slip protection, voltage changeover is discussed. Enunciator screen, so this is what we were looking at before. Okay, single amber red ahead. I'm going to take the throttle out and we'll coast for now. Depending on the locomotive power output, the traction converter temperature is calculated from transformer and motor temperature. If the traction converter reaches above 63, ventilation level 3 is activated, cooler group fans speed up. If the traction converter reaches 65 or above, available power is lowered and a fault light is shown. And you have to acknowledge it with pressing the F key. The DLF monitor checks for current levels and patterns that can be hazardous to the safe operation of track signalling systems. When triggered, power is cut, the FAT button illuminates, and we'll have a FAT button, and a fault message appears on the annunciator. The general fault light is also illuminates, and if the power handle is open. If asked to press clear, navigate to the failure message using page up, page down, press the F key to reset. I don't know if we'll get that today. Actually, we are a little bit closer than I thought. So this is Haringey Greenland we just went through, and that's Haringey above us. I'm going to set us to 20. I'm not bothered if we go slightly above, but I'm just don't want to go powering past 20, so we'll coast for now. ETS can be supplied. This is turned on basically the home key. ETS can only be turned on when keyed in. That's fine. I mean, we don't have any sort of stuff on the back. When using a down a couple of fitted locomotive with Mark 5 coaching stock, you'll receive 2 beeps from the guard after the doors are closed. You'll then expect to remember 2 beeps using the C key. This will only work if the locomotive is fully on the platform. That's what the beeper sounds like. TVM 430. This is the HS1's signalling system. It does actually work on London to Faversham, so you can, in theory, drive this along there. I may end up doing that because they do actually operate down there in some rare instances. Out of interest, I do completely lost the name of the place now. Really annoying. What's the name of the place that the first? Yeah, because I will actually do that for another video. A freight train on HS2, because I don't think I've ever seen that content done, and they do occasionally run down there. Is it Gravesend? No. Ebbsfleet. Does it show on here? It'll be really interesting if it does. Ooh, it does. That would be very fun to do. So basically, you'd join at Ebbsfleet and come off at Ripple Lane, and then dispose the train into Ripple Lane sidings. It'd be like a little weekend video. But I do think that would be quite good fun. We'll just use small amounts of power. In fact, we'll idle it for now. We'll quickly float ahead, and just see what happens. Single amber. I will go up to 25, reason being, in theory, we should then get pathed out through, past Gospel Oak, and then onto the North Londons. You do have to tab 2 signals in this scenario. I've not been able to figure out why that is, but it does give you that in the F1 brief. So I don't know why I fast forwarded this there. Apologies for that. But I am treating this as though it's still a single amber. 55, be damned, basically. We're not going to go that quick today. I'll tell you that for free. There's another Ventral livery 378. Let's quickly look at that manual whilst we're here. So yeah, NRN and GSMR works. So I've discussed my feelings on it. I prefer to still be able to key in. One thing I do prefer with this is when you're taking a train over that's already set up, you can set it so that the GSMR is already logged in. I like that, but yeah. It does the same for NRN. Arcing pantograph, standard. AI horns, pretty standard. Cold start process, and we'll do that in a future video. Bits and bobs. Comprehensive section of 2D nameplates are included for all liveries. I contributed to one of those, fun fact. Various cab visual improvements, such as high quality gauges, light indicators, and recently transparent windows. 1 second delay between AWS, headlight illumination after sunset, sorry. As per reality, the speedometer needle wobbles when providing a reading. Yeah, I'll give it that. There's our 25, red ahead, but we'll just do that. Oh, they denied us. Okay. 20 more per warning. We'll put 20 in the box. The visible driver automatically moves to whichever cab you're in. In cab decals, which state the locomotive number and cab number. I'm surprised that wasn't already a feature. Enunciator casts a subtle light. Yeah, it does. Oh, the enunciator. So this screen casts a subtle light at night even. If main res falls below 4.5 bar, emergency brake will apply. Safety system shows if you isolate it. AI trains windscreen wipers work, which is a feature you do not notice until somebody tells you. And then you can't help but unsee it. There we go, they've pulled the road off for us. So go power back in, back up, and thrash, basically. You can see the end of the train still pressurised. I'm pulling against the brakes, which is why I got those jolts there. Oh, we got the markers as well. That's fun. There we go. Go back to proper headlights. 20 miles an hour, single amber, right ahead. I am going to do this, purely because I know it's already an issue, and hopefully it'll give it a chance to pull off. Down there, that's Junction Road. So Junction Road Junction was behind us, and that accesses the Midland Main Line. So one of my scenarios takes you down there in the JR with the JR Ray Wagon, where you basically drive. This is a diagram sort of job where you go from you shunt the train at Hornsey. You then take the train from there down to the North London line over the Goblin to Junction Road. So just from Harringay Green Lines to Junction Road, there's a lovely little 378 we're coming past that we were following all the way across. So we are actually not that far behind now. We're about right time. Yeah, so sorry. So you then go down there, then you go up the Midland, up to Cricklewood, where you get relieved. And basically, as far as I understand it, I think it's a GBRF job, or it was, and Cricklewood, or the drivers who come down the Midland probably don't sign into Finsbury Park sidings, so it'll be a different driver who takes it for that leg. Yeah. So we're setting up the driver's cab, we've talked about. Starting the train, we've talked about. On the move, speed changes. Yeah, buffer locking we've talked about. Changing ends, we're not doing that today. And you've got all the coding there. We've talked about horn factor. I'm just going to check any other key commands I've missed. Enunciator, brake tread disc, buzzer, deadmans. We're not turning on the ETS, there's no point. Fault acknowledgement push button, or the FAP. Bear in mind we need the full train to be across, which it now is. Just about. So we can go to 40. How nice of the train is that, eh? There we go, up to 40 we go. Traffic guard buzzer. Sorry, FAP, GSMR, headlight switch, Horn factor, instrument lights, motor factor. We'll turn that right up, eh? Just enjoy listening to it. .92 flash all the way up. And this is where the I think it would be good. I've also just turned the Cyclops light on so I can show you that. There we go, I've tripped it. So, there's a disturbance. So you can see the DLF monitor recognises level exceedance. Press the 40 notch push button, so I close my throttle fully. Reset it, the light goes out, we're good to go, and I can take power again. And then by the time I go back to this page, power ramps up. Interestingly, we're not showing any traction effort, but we can see it on the TEBE screen. This is the Midland. So behind us that way is where Junction Road is, and that is Hendon Station. That's a 378 on the North London line. And we're back to sort of regular North London line services now. So the scenario ends as we dive down onto the line, the Wembley relief lines. Well, no, not the Wembley relief lines on this side, is it? I don't actually know the name of that line, but basically it's the line from Willesden. So I guess it's the freight lines from Willesden Junction up towards Wembley Yard. Yeah. So that's a thing. We'll leave 40 boxed for now. Double amber, single amber next. What was the AWS dinger I just reset? Hence the sunflower is now illuminated. I do enjoy driving the 92. It's very different to any other British stuff, really. Yeah. Single amber red ahead. And that's Kensal Green. My red after Kensal Green is Kensal Green turnbacks. So I'm going to stand, well, on the brake quite sharply. You can see we've now got air braking kicking in and braking throughout the rest of the train. One of the refurbished 3782s coming out. 35 Morpeth warning there. We'll ignore the fact that his pan's not up. I'm going to creep around here at 15 until I sight the signal. Yeah, we're going to be coming to a stand, so we'll use just the tiniest amount of system to slow us down a bit. Just a quick test, making sure it's not that. You can really hear those motor sounds. Just creeping up to that signal. Putting that speed down as low as I dare. To be fair, if we come to a stand in this area, it's not a problem. You know, we're not fouling any junctions, we're clear of Kensal Green. So we're not even following that station. I think I can see a train approaching ahead. But after this, we do just cross over, and that'll be the end of the scenario. This is Kensal Green turnback sidings. This is where some 378s turn back when they come off Wembley Depot in the morning, and the TPOs used to turn back. So if you were coming off going basically to the West Country, you'd come out of Willesden and come here, you know, with your PCV. Sorry, I completely forgot the word for PCV there, leading. Yeah, you'd go from there. So just have to stand up and stretch there, but we'll bring our train to a stand. Reverser goes to neutral. Don't have a DRA on the loco. We'll apply enough braking to hold us, so just go to a full service brake application. Now, because I'm expecting to be pathed over the junction and I know my next speed limit will be a 15, I'm just going to put 15 in the box. We've got the road set for us. So brake comes off, reverser goes forward, power goes on. And I'm just going to let it pull fully and get into full power. Going into full power there, sorry, I completely lost the ability to words. I do absolutely love the way this looks. You can see, obviously, the Cyclops light is on the front there. And like I say, once we pass the... I'll go over the junction, the video will end. Thank you guys so much for watching today's YouTube video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, hit that subscribe button to see more from me. I post videos every Monday, Saturday and Sunday, and sometimes I do the Friday video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.